speaking about the ancient Israelites, you're speaking of a tribal group of people who, incorporated these laws into their day-to-day living. So now this will give you a better illustration of the way that they lived. They lived tribal. If you want to get a good understanding of how they lived, you may look into a tribe called the Dogon tribe, Dogon. That's a very unique tribe today, as far as they have not been affected very much so, I guess you could say, by the Western civilization and the way that you normally change your culture when you become acquainted with it. They still have some very unique cultural, ancient cultural practices and cultural ways that they still follow. And I'm sure that the ancient Israelites had ways. I'm not sure if they were the same, but similar to the way in which the Dogon tribe of today would carry themselves. So that's the type of people you're looking at. They weren't wearing suits and ties and going to church as we do today. This is a reflection of the way we live, but in the way that they lived, again, you want to take yourself back in their time. And it actually becomes very fascinating to see the way that they live, the way that they, their perspective on things. When we look at the Bible, we see miracles. We see, wow, that's a miracle. Well, the reason why it's a miracle to us is because we're outside of the situation, but to them, it represented their oneness with the Creator, their ability to communicate, their ability to sustain a relationship with the one source that controls everything in the universe. That's how they looked at it. To them, it was a very special, unique, and that's why they called themselves a holy group of people, because they felt that they were unique in that, they were the group of people who had that direct relationship with the Creator. And you'll see this relationship carried out in the Exodus, and you'll see this relationship carried out throughout the scriptures, where you'll see where they go into slavery several times with several nations who invaded Israel and even separated the population into slavery. You'll find where they have droughts and things in which you'll even read where they had to eat their own children. It was that drastic of a drought, that drastic, where a group of people had come in and burned the fields and burned all of the food, and it had got that bad because they had gotten away from that oneness or that special relationship that they had with the Creator. So today, this is the relationship that we want to have, not the one in which where they failed, but the one in which they, they followed and worshipped. And when I say worship, I don't mean like on your hands and knees worshiping. I mean living it day to day, actually waking up in the morning, praising the morning, praising the fact that you're actually getting rainfall, and praising the fact that it's sunlight, and praising the fact that it's harvest season, and you'll find you have the first fruits. That's one of the cultural, religious. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. That's one of the cultural, what we would call holidays or holy days that they would have. I don't like to say religion because they didn't have a religion. This is what they did every day. So what we have today is basically a reflection of what they did, but we do it in a different way. So this group may do it this way, this group may do it this way, this group may do it this way. However, when you read the Bible and you really want to get a true understanding of it, not that you're going to do it the way they did it, but you'll get a real good understanding when you start to follow and study the dynamics of the ancient Israelite, you know. So when, you know, the book is written, the book is not based on you being any religious sect at all. You know, no matter what you are, if you read the Bible, this is a very, very, I think it's a very, very fascinating book to read. I think it's a book that gives you understanding of the Bible. A lot of times, most of us haven't read the whole Bible, because when you look at just the volume of the Bible itself, I mean, it can be intimidating. But you know, you have to go through and you have to research and you have to find out, you know, what exactly the ancient Israelite was trying to illustrate. And again, they were illustrating this to their own people. Their goal was to leave these books behind so that their people would get the knowledge similar to any writings or speeches that Dr. King or Malcolm X or Marcus Garvey or Harriet Tubman or, you know, someone would have like that, or someone like, you know, even the Constitution of the United States. You know, the forefathers of the United States left a document. You know, when you're talking about leaving a document for the United States, you know, when you talk about writings of people that are trying to save a group of people, you know, for instance, a Gandhi or someone like that, you know, you're looking at the same group of people, what we are calling prophets, in the book that we call the Bible. So you find a lot of times, especially outside of the Torah, which is the first 5 books, you'll find a lot of times where the prophets are trying to correct Israel because they have gotten away from living the you know, the universal laws of nature. They get away from loving one another. They get away from doing the things that you'll find in the book of Leviticus, which is the Levitical law, or the Levi's law, the tribe of Levi. These are the people that constructed this law, and Moses was of that tribe as well, and so was his brother Aaron and his sister Miriam. They were all of that tribe. And you'll see where, if you actually read the book of Exodus, and I'm sorry, at this particular moment I'm not able to give you that scripture, but in that area you'll see where Moses, Aaron, and Miriam are all considered, you know, like prophets, and considered very, very important in the eyes of the nation of Israel, and considered to be forefathers as well. So one of the things, again, you know, we have to remember is that